Oh my
When it comes
God.
to
Yeah.
Chicago, only one name really rings bells. Back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, it was ran by GDs, BDs, and black gangsters. Larry Hoover, Booby Black, Silk, David Barksdale. Those are only some of the names that used to run the city. But shit changed in this new generation by the name of a young gangster named Lil Durk. Lil Durk was just a young dude from a block called Oblock, known for his black disciples and other small gangs that came out of the area. One of the first rappers out of that area was a young dude named Chief Keef, who set the tone for young drill rap. But Chief Keef's reign didn't last long when he basically got ran out the city. So they had to have a new face, and that new face was the king, Lil Durk, the son of an OG legend, Big Durk, a known GD who ended up getting a life sentence dealing with Larry Hoover in the 90s, which later got overturned due to the First Step Act. Lil Durk ended up getting recognition after beef with the insane gangster disciples and other acts such as FBG Duck. Many murders was happening in between both hoods when Lil Jojo got killed. Lil Jojo's funeral was paid for by another known GD who's also a famous NBA basketball player by the name of Derrick Rose. Chief Keef and Lil Durk told Derrick Rose he better sit his ass down before he get popped. Everybody say Chief Keef is the one that made Chicago rap, the new rap, shall we say. But acts such as Lil Reese, Lil Durk, King Von, all those dudes came through and put on for the city in a major way. In a city known for its musical legends such as Kanye West, Twista, Common, and Do or Die, Lil Durk had to change the narrative in Chicago. He originally came out with drill music, but once a lot of people started dying and bodies started dropping here and there, and it set the tone for the nation, for these young dudes to grow out their dreads and start carrying sticks, Lil Durk had to change his image. After he went to jail for an attempted murder alongside King Von, he came home with a new hairstyle, dreads cut, and a new style in the rap game, singing R&B. Lil Durk even did a song with Dej Loaf called My Beyonce. The city couldn't believe it. He went from drill music and getting niggas knocked off to knocking your bitch. That earned him a $33 million deal, and that changed his life forever. That's when he moved to Atlanta and changed his whole life. Lil Durk became the face of Chicago, the king of Chicago, the richest nigga in the city. But he couldn't go back, cause he was in the middle of a war with FBG Duck. Upon the release of his closest homeboy, King Von, Durk took Von straight to the record labels. He dropped one song and went viral. King Von started taking over the airways. It started looking like King Von was gonna be the face. King Von comes from a long line of black disciple kings, starting with King David, Silk, and King Von himself comes from 3 generations of top-ranked black disciples. It's almost as if a curse is on his family because the grandfather, the father, and the son all died the same way, the senseless murder. Other rappers known for beefing with other rappers were wiped off the map, such as Speaker Knockers and FBG Duck. One day shopping in the fashion district, the location was dropped, and allegedly, Lil Durk sent the hit. Nobody knows if it's true or not, but Lil Durk got away with a lot of shit. They say King Von is the original serial killer of the new rap game. Nobody knows what King Von was offered for a record deal, but some are saying he took $1 million cash and gave it to all his homeboys in the hood. King Von was also known for drip, being one of the best dressed motherfuckers in the game. One day, Lil Durk and King Von had a show in Savannah, Georgia. For some reason, don't nobody know the real story, but King Von ran up on local rapper Quando Rondo and took off on them. But you in somebody else's backyard, you got to be on your P's and Q's. One of Quando Rondo's homeboy upped the pistol and killed King Von right there on the scene. Lil Durk took that to heart. Lil Durk wouldn't let it go. Lil Durk had to get his action back, and he had to get it in blood. He crashed out the whole team of OTF. All he had to do was book the man for a show, make him get the front end and the back end. He'd have took anything. But Lil Durk didn't make the right decision. This decision will ultimately land him to get indicted by the United States government and placed in the LAPD Federal Detention Center, leaving behind his wife, India Royale, King Von's family, his family, and everybody on Oblock that depended on him. Lil Durk had become the face of Chicago, but Lil Durk couldn't handle the responsibility. His father, Big Durk, was a big-time drug dealer, but he didn't have a seat or a chair at the high table with Larry Hoover and the rest of them. Lil Durk's father had did over 20 years in the federal prison, but was let go due to a new release for the First Step Act and non-violent drug offenders. Big Durk came home and tried to change his son's life by converting him into Islam. But that didn't work. Lil Durk was still in the streets getting people knocked off. Allegedly, Lil Durk had been connected to a lot of murders, including Lil JoJo, FBG Dub. And then, not only did they murder them, they used to go to their grave sites and piss and shit on it, and shoot the grave sites up. This has been a war going on for the last 30 years. BDs and GDs ain't never got along. With all this happening, Lil Durk got a call from Interscope Records and signed for a $33 million deal. He posted on Instagram that he was the Jay-Z of Chicago. He bought a billboard. Even after he got banned for performing in Chicago, he came back and did a charity event for the city. It booked every single legend rapper in Chicago, every beefing rapper in Chicago, and unified them under one roof. Lil Reese and Chief Keef finally got to patch up their beef, all thanks to Lil Durk. Lil Durk had the keys to the city, but how did he fumble it? By continuously holding a grudge against Quando Rondo. Allegedly, shooters were sent to California and met Quando Rondo and his team at the airport and opened fire. That was one of the dumbest moves Lil Durk could have ever did in his life. That turned into a federal indictment. Him facing a life sentence. Him actually facing a death penalty. At this point, things is unknown about Lil Durk. Threats have been made to judges, prosecutors, people feared for their life. Nobody knows if Lil Durk is going to get out of this. But one thing we do know is, Lil Durk is the toughest nigga to ever come out of Chicago.
For more episodes, tune in to OMG Media. Stay tuned. If you want to be featured on the next video, get at us.
Oh my God! Media.